Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everybody to the Futera United fan podcast. It looks like right now on screen we've got a little difficulties. George and Blueclad are not being shown. I'm not sure why. Hold on one second and we'll get that
That's
sorted
all right.
out.
I'm sure you can go without my beautiful features on stream for 5 seconds.
Yeah, this is a bit weird here, lads. I'm not sure why you're not showing up, but this is the beauty of technical difficulty. You know what we got? We do have George. So we got George on screen with myself. You are super zoomed in. But George, speak to the people. How was your weekend watching Futera United this weekend? How was it? How was the game?
It was good. Um, Enjoyed it. Played well. I thought we had good glimpses. We'll go obviously more in depth, but I thought it was a good start to the season. A few mistakes, but yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. Got to watch it. Got to enjoy it. So can't complain.
All right, well, that's what we do love to hear. I think what happened was we actually lost our pin setup. So um, I'm going to get you guys sorted out here really quickly, and then we'll be back live. Sorry for everyone joining for this little rough start, but guess what? We are all sorted, and we are back live. Blue, we've got you on screen. Sorry about that bumpy start. Did not mean to throw you under the bus like that. How are we doing? Initial thoughts before I introduce the agenda for today's show.
Yeah, 3 points on a board. That's the main thing.
All right, keep it simple. That's what I love. All right, so for those joining the show, I know you see some familiar faces. I will be your host. I am the American who asks the simple questions and keeps the show moving along. But the stars of our show, who you just heard from, George, he's got the badges. That means that he's a certified coach. He'll be here breaking it down for you. And then Blue, historian, super fan, strategist, community mouthpiece. I mean, you've got tons of titles. I'd like to thank you both for being here today. So, for the audience at home, here's the way that today's show is going to go. This is episode 4. We're going to start with last week's score predictions. We've got a segment by George that's running, and it's how did the boys do rooting for Futera United. We're going to go through some team news to make sure that you stay on top of the latest. Then we're going to get to our main topics. We're going to break down the game. We've got 7 minutes worth of film that the coach and our historian, strategist, Blue over here are going to break down for you. We're going to show you the league table. How does Futera slot in after the first weekend? And then lastly, a little preview of where we're looking for this weekend. All right, boys. So, what I'd like to share first, we'll get through, is George. On screen right now, I want to pull up our table from last week, the results of our first game. As I'm pulling that up here, what did you think about the results? Does it feel good for you to be on top?
I think it is a double victory. Let's say Futera winning and me winning. I can't complain. I don't know which one felt nice though. That's the hard one to decide. Is if Futera winning or me winning. But no, I was pleased when I watched the game back and we won 2-1. It was nice of Blue not to ruin it. I was quite pleased with that. So yeah, it was nice. Nice little 3 points.
Yeah, it must feel good to create the game and then after the first week be ahead, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
No, for folks that did not make last episode, the way points are awarded is we went ahead and voted the score. If any voted the score, the result, right? If, George actually nailed it on the head. That's why he got all 3 points. There was also a bonus point if you guess the goal score. I'm never gonna get bet against Pooh. I got the official game jersey on. He will be my vote every week, and he did not let me down. Blue, after the first week with 1 point, Futera got the win, but you're at the bottom. Are you all right?
I'm absolutely fine with it. I'm going to be taking the random people every single week because you've taken Fu. We can't all take Fu, can we?
Hey, listen, I thought Ninja was the big goal scorer after George. Wasn't that the position of strength that he said striker up
It
top?
was.
And we're going to get into the game, but I'm not so sure that's true anymore. Okay, we got that. That was a bit of fun. All right, so now we've got all 3 of us back up on screen. I want to go through the team news. For my position, a couple quick hitters for everyone to go up, and then I'll pass it over to George. First, I thought it was pretty cool that the club got 4 buses for our fans to go to an away game. That shows the growth of the club. the investment on the behalf of the club. That was pretty cool. Also, for those that are in the Discord, you got to see Mark's post-game selfie video. I think that's pretty exciting. But what you did not get to see is in the manager's office, if you do have the NFT, is the pre-game thoughts. Thought it was really cool seeing the before and after selfie video. So shout out to Mark. Thank you for keeping to do that. Got to give a little crap to our boy Boz, number 66. Great scoring on the PK. I mean, I'm happy he scored. It was a critical moment. We'll get to that. You'll see it. But oh my gosh, what a terrible gritty dance. The Justin Jefferson, here's an American player here that plays football, always does the gritty dance. And Baz did a poor one once, but then he went back to the well and did it twice. Love the celebration. Attempt effort, but execution was rather poor. All right, boys. That's all I got. Over to you, George. Any news topics that you'd like to share this week?
No, not really. I think I'm ready for the sort of, don't want to ruin too much of the video analysis. So I think I'll save it all for that part.
Perfect. All right, Blue. Anything from you?
News-wise, I was on the Thai football podcast this week and gave a little rundown after the game. As I say, we're going to get into the game, so I won't give away too much. But yeah, just a little match report for Dale and the guys over there, so that was good.
All right. Well, I think that's a perfect segment. Let's go ahead and jump into the game. So we've got on screen here clips prepared by the coach, George, and Blue. We'll go ahead and run the clip, and George, talk us through it.
So this was something that was early. It was a very high pressing start, but it's one thing that like number 8, just the arrows here, just very late to support. I think if you opened up earlier, you would have had a good better chance, but it's still done well, like shot on target. So I think it was good, but it was just that way that they worked well together. But if he just had that little bit quicker just to open his body up, it would have been a little bit better for me, in my opinion.
A bit more aware to support his teammate in that position, because he's just wandering, isn't he?
If he just got there, open his body up, the pitches then open up for him as well at the same time, sort of thing. Just a bit slow.
All right. I think it's broken down nicely. Let's keep it moving on to the next clip in the second minute.
This one really baffled me. If you pause it here,
ambitious.
If you look, he has one clear pass to the right that he could have easily laid it off. He's got a pass into the middle, he could have easily played, but he shot from near 40 yards out.
Pause there.
He took it there. He's got the player on the right, could easily pass to. He's got the player in the middle next to referee, could easily play a pass to, and he tried a shot. In this, like, 2.5 minutes in the game, like, it just baffled me. Why are you going to shoot from there? Then it leaves them nearly scoring.
It's ridiculous as well, because the actual space between him and the opposition player, it's not like he's actually forced to do anything about anything. It's not like, oh, I've got to do something with the ball. I better shoot because I don't know what else to do. He's got so much space to actually stop, put his foot on the ball and actually think about it. And this is due our main playmaker, our captain. So I think there was a massive adrenaline dump from the players this game. I think they were probably a bit too hyped up, maybe.
I have a question.
Bear in mind, he's trying to score a worldie after 2 minutes.
Blue and Coach, is at the top here, is this the international sign of I'm open when he points down at his feet? Is that what he's trying to say? Play me in?
Yeah.
Well, that's past the feet. The two hands down there like that, as if you're almost doing like the crotch thing, like the offensive. That's basically pointing down to both feet, saying playing it into my feet. If he wanted it over his shoulder or overhead, he'd sort of do something like that.
All right, let's run the tape.
Here. Oh, bit ambitious.
If you look, if you want to keep going, there's a header here.
He looked offside there, but there's no flag. Oh, well played.
And here, that tackle for me is silly. I don't know how he's got away with that. But a different ref or different game, he's like high foot gone through him, just head it back to the keeper, and then just start again. But it's just balls there. He's won the header, played it to them, balls over the top, and he's gone for like a Just a risky last man tackle going
He's
that
gone
high.
over the top of
in
the
the-
player.
Yeah, like just literally head it back to the keeper, and we're out of trouble. Like there, it's bounced. All it is, hard header. But yeah, he's if that's the 40th minute, 50th minute, I think it's a yellow card and a free kick there.
3,000 baht per card, per yellow.
What's that
I don't know
conversion
what it is
rate?
for red.
Has anyone done that conversion? Are we talking like $2 here?
I'll do the conversion right now for you.
All right, George, talk us to this next one while we do some math.
This next one, we're looking great play from the middle. Like he brought it up well, played it into the striker, and it's just that thing of just control it. Like I don't know what he's even attempting there to do. Just control it, set it off to the player on the left, and then we can go. But it's nice play from I don't know who this player here is. I'm terrible with the sort of numbers and stuff and who they are. But here, plays it in, done really well. Just all you've got to do is secure it, pin the defender, and then the left winger is wide open. But you try to clip him behind, and it's just like it's just like early
So
in the
that's
game decision
win to
making.
Aeon.
Like here,
Win the
it's just,
defender there. Sorry to cut in on you there, George. Just saying it's win the
That's all right.
defender, and that's Aeon, our centre midfielder, that tried to clip. I think he's going to be one of those players that tries to flamboyant bits and pieces.
just that bit like 5 minutes in, just be a bit more like game management. Just get the ball, keep the ball, come and look after it. Because that gives us to the next clip, which is a perfect example of that. Basically, we win the ball. Every player does perfectly at creating angles. So here, the left back creates the angle, draws a player in. He can then pop inside. The player there is there, so then the red player dives in. We can turn. Left back creates it, and then we're forwards. Like it was the perfect example of keeping the ball, creating angles, and then going forwards. And a great switch. I think it's Jude that switches it. So play here. So you've got the left back opens up, gives us time, and then centre back opens up, and it's just the way that everyone creates angles for the player on the ball to have space, pops it in midfield, we keep it, little setback, and I'm pretty sure it's Jude that plays the ball over the top. Then
Yep.
Aeon, great touch into 6-yard box, and then shot on target. And that just shows that when we can do it, when we're on it, it looks so good. Then we keep it, we build, and then it's just it's one player's poor movement ruins the build up. So here it goes. Pretty sure ball goes into Ninja, tries to set it back. Yeah, and then just poor movement there. Yeah, this player in the middle. Just Ninja sets it to him, but he's just too slow to react to it, sort of thing. Number 6. Then this one, I think is it Ake? How do you pronounce his name? Ake. How do you pronounce it?
So it's Ake. You're correct. We call him Eek.
Ake.
Eek a mouse.
He's a mouse. He's the mouse. That's his name.
Superb defending, wins the ball, and just superb. This one, that next bit is horrendous.
So this was one of the votes, right?
It's
So the
shocking.
fans voted on Eek the Mouse, the player that you're highlighting here, over Pang, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you pause it a second, actually the clip before as well, where don't have to go back. I'll just saying a couple of clips before, George mentioned that Jew had a diagonal ball out the back. The very last play of that segment, that was one of the reasons that the coaches wanted him at the back there, is to have that effect on the game, to be able to switch the ball out quickly to either flank. And I'd just say it's one of the positives of having him there. I think some of the negatives we might come across later on, but it was pretty decent. And as you say, the other vote was for Eek at left back.
Eek done really well.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Might
probably
have lost it.
one of the better players on the pitch, to be honest.
And then Plans, this one's for you. This one is for you. Look how shocking this throw is. Oh man.
Yeah, I know that one.
Straight to him, kicks it straight back out of play. Horrendous.
So
It's so floppy, isn't it?
I'm gonna take the honor of breaking this one down for everyone. So what we have here, classic, is just miscommunication. The goal of every throw-in is to retain possession. The secondary goal of every throw-in is to get momentum towards the goal, right? We want to score goals, but we have to keep the ball. We work so hard for possession. Here, right, you're in the attacking third already. Just retain possession. Simple ways we can do this. Just stack. Tell your teammate, I'm going left, you going right. Just show both directions. Throw-in has an option. And this, the guy's wide ass open. First of all, why is the defense not putting some pressure? This is an opportunity for a turnover. Secondly, I mean, shocking. And the throw was actually not that bad compared to some of like the form we've seen. It's kind of interesting what went on here. But yeah, thank you for including this one for me, George.
It's
amazing.
I think it's terrible.
He's thrown it straight, like nothing you can like. It's just
He's not giving the player an opportunity to do anything with the ball.
No. But he tried to just keep it. It was just pathetic. Okay, George, what's happening here? Take us through it.
Now, this is where hopefully it should pause naturally in a second. This is, I really want, so if you pause it there, when I had the arrows pop up, it had the, I really want us to go to a 3-5-2. And this clip sums up why we sort of do it, but don't do it. So here, so you've got the three, one player's out of frame with a shadow, bottom right. You've got the natural three there that we could use. And then all we need is Eek to get higher. So up the closest blue arrow, get higher. He creates a width. We've already got Fu is the other side, creating width. And then there's our natural three. And then we can push the second striker, I think it's Aeon, into the middle more. Then we've got our natural shape. And this is where I think would be a lot more beneficial. That would be a lot more attacking wise if we just like we do it sometimes. Just if we can do it regularly, will be a lot better, I think.
They don't even realise they're doing it.
And creating width.
Yeah, they don't even realise they're doing it. It's just that Baz is naturally a bit more defensive, and Eek is very much more a forward-thinking player. I mean, if you remember, he cast himself so forward on that graphic last week. All they've got to do is
all you need there is whoever the left-sided centre back out was shot now. I don't know who it is.
win.
Just got to shout him to push, like just tell him to get up higher. He needs to be in line with the ball right now to create width the other side. And if you roll it through, literally it sums up why.
Before you roll it through a second, George, would you want them closer together though? The three. Would you want them to be?
Yeah.
Because that was annoying me during the game, is that I thought the distance is just a little bit too far apart at times. But it could just be where it's due at the back with Win and a brand new partnership.
Like we should be pushing that red offside, like that middle one. I think it's due should be higher, and then he should tuck the guy off shot up more as well. Did we just kick play?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even if we weren't playing a three, he should still be playing him offside.
Yeah.
Like that, the two of them should push up higher. I think the thing's well looking at that right there. The front three are there, but you kind of almost feel like you're missing a player somewhere here. I don't just mean
he's off shot.
Screen.
Yeah, there's another one off shot as well.
Left winger.
Yeah. No, yeah, up higher. There's one down there, then one higher as well.
Yeah.
So if we could play, he'll come into shot in a second.
Yeah, go on, play it on. Apologies.
So
yeah.
So if you pause it, so if you see them, that should be really where Eek is. Eek should be up there, and then you push him in more centrally.
Yeah.
And then keep playing it, and then you'll see like a frustration of how we lose possession, where we shouldn't lose possession.
There's a massive gap between our midfield and our forwards.
Keeping the ball. That's where the centre back's got to push on. Like this, I don't get how this goes out. How we lose possession here. Like just pass it off the pitch.
Double kick.
Like, if Eek is higher and if Eek's higher and away, that doesn't even happen. The ball goes there. He drives. Eek shouldn't even go near it. Eek should be nice and high and wide, and then kicked out of play. But what I was pleased with is the corner routines seem to have improved massively. Like we seem to have a system in place of where people are going. Like here, it's a great chance. We sort of had a system in place of where we're going to go, who's going to go where. and then he's hit the crossbar. Unlucky.
Would have changed the game. Yeah, so they did take on board that we mentioned that's a good way to start off the starting position of the players, because no one in defence knows what the hell's going on.
No, it works. Like we look very good from it. This
So we
side,
used to look absolutely horrendous at corners. We were horrendous at corners in the past.
Yeah,
Partly height, partly the corner taker.
Do we go years without scoring from a cross, if I remember correctly? Like a header?
I think we
it
went
was like multiple
season,
years. Yeah, that was kind of wild. And then we had a game winner off of a header. It's kind of like to break the streak. That was crazy. Okay, what we got going on here, Coach George?
This one is if this was my under 6s or under 16s, I'd be going mental. So it's long ball over the top, not dealt with originally. Got a silly, lazy tackle for the first one, lazy for the second one, and he's dived in the back of him for a penalty. How three of you have not managed to tackle him baffles me. Like, if I'm on the side, I'm screaming at the first one. The second one, I don't know why you've gone to ground, and then don't know why
So
Film's not come out
Jude
and
goes
claimed
to
it.
ground. You can see Jude's got it basically waiting for him, and then tries to lunge in and actually takes out our own player as well as their player, or tries to take out their player, ends up taking out our player and nobody else. Right there, that's Jude that's going in. So that's the issue as well with having a central midfielder at centre back. He's fantastic with some defensive aspects that our other defenders aren't. Like his positional awareness is incredible, but it's just certain other aspects that I don't know. Do we really have a Mascherano sort of situation that we can use here, or is that just taking the mick?
Like even if you go back to just as the ball is switched over, like I don't who. So if you go back, like here, press play, or keep going. So there's a runner that receives the ball that I don't know who's tracking them, and they just seem to stop. So if we go here, and then keep playing, like hold him up well, force him inside. Then that player that come through the ball, if you go back to as he receives it, the player that doesn't track him. So here, see him coming to shot there. That player. Oh,
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's all right, let
you
it
know
go.
what I mean? I'd try up on the number. I think it's like number 19. And then it's like not here. Bang, there. Pause. You've got the player that should be checking him and just left him. Yeah, that player there.
I think that's Aeon.
That's the start of it, and then the mess in the middle is, I struggle to how all three of the players have done three separate fouls in the same build up.
One thing I'd like to notice here is that this is the second vote that we had. So full circle, this is the holders getting involved in the consequences on the field. We voted for Jude to be the center back there, him into it to have that swat. Earlier we had Eek, the nice play. So this is kind of cool for those casual fans. This is the impacts of kind of your votes coming full circle. All right, what do we got next, boys? I'm going to play the clip.
We've got a penalty given.
I think we missed the penalty. I think it's our penalty next, I'm pretty sure.
You didn't have the penalty in. That's all right. It went goalkeeper's bottom right.
Yeah.
So we kept the ball. This was beautiful ball work from us, actually. I really enjoyed this. Like we kept moving, kept it ticking. The build-up play was, superb.
And that's why you have Jude in the team. So, that was Jude that passed that to Fuda, and none of the other defenders would have been able to do that. So that actually leads to the goal, doesn't it?
Like we kept it ticking. This is where the free again sort of looks like a natural free. Wing back nice and high for me. And then Fu's done superb to score there. But the build-up play was the bit that was perfect.
Jude got the assist for that.
But that's the fans, right? The fans get a point for that one. There you go.
fans and the coaches.
Yeah, and the coaches. But the fans. This is a fan podcast. I'm taking
So I
credit
think
for that
that's
goal.
where. So that's like for me, that's where the free works really well, because you could have Jew and Tuit both playing in that role, and then both doing it, rather
But
than having to
honestly,
choose who goes midfield, who goes centre back. If they're playing a free, then you've got the luxury of having both there. Then you've
I
also got
would
the width
I
of
would
Fu.
play I'd play the right back Ram at centre back, right centre back if we was playing a three anyway.
Yeah,
Sorry, Baz, not Ram, Baz. I'd play Baz at right centre back anyway, so it doesn't actually change much from the formation player picks that I would make.
All right, before we go to this next one, shout out to the camera crew on that work. I don't know if you guys saw the nice cut in right before that goal. Good work from the camera crew. All right, Coach, talk us through this one.
again, this is just lovely play from our midfield. I think Ayo made the mistake earlier, but I think it's him. I could be again. I don't know who. I've all learned the players who they are. Again, build up from the back. Shout out to Film. Killed him last podcast, but played a nice pass. Like again, the natural free width, keeping the ball, keep it ticking. Nice ball across. Like we hold it up well. Ball goes into the middle. Great feet. This is Eon, yeah, or Aeon with the dribble, yeah. How's the ball now? Is that Aeon or not?
Yes.
Yeah, like great. Like him in a 10 was be great. Kept it well. Super build up play. Got us forwards. Just that little final product. Like great feet. Yeah, look class. I
It was
think like
beam to
it got me
Aeon.
excited. Like going forwards. Like I think who's fouled there, but I'm not like look like a foul. But
And Blue, correct me if I'm wrong. I was listening to the Thai football podcast earlier, and Aeon was the MVP of the league below. He was a highly sought after recruit. We hadn't got him signed up. Any other details I missed on that one?
No, just that he came out of nowhere. Really, was playing for the Tonbury League, which is very similar to the Bangkok Premier League that we came out of, and basically had a standout season there. I think he was one of the top scorers. A lot of other clubs went after him, but we were quick in there. Obviously, with some knowledge of the lower leagues, having just come up from there. So, yeah, known to be a really good dribbler and pretty good shot as well. Don't know much more about him, but he looks like a pretty flamboyant player to me. He seems to be really sort of, he's one of those players you want to see with the ball at his feet. You want to see him run at other
yeah,
players.
100%.
This sounds like Jackie Grealish. All right, take us through this, George.
The next one just cut through us to his second half, and I think our intensity in the second half just fell off. We became too easy to get played around.
There's no pressure on that, is there?
Yeah,
Just Bill trying to do his thing.
they cut for us too easy. I think whoever tried diving there again, gone to the ground way too early. A better team, in my opinion, punished us there. Like if you play that clip again, if you look as whoever the right back is, I think we've praised him and criticised him the whole time. I think it's like 4:38. I think as he goes to grounds on the video. Right here, it just seems we're just cut through too easy, and then it's here. I don't get why we love like going to ground so quick. Like here, tried to dive in, got round him. Decent ball in the box, made a problem, but yeah, I think a better team is doing a lot better there.
A better striker puts that ball away.
Blue, is
Yeah.
that normal, the going to the ground in Thai football so early, or is that just inexperience at the back?
They seem to enjoy it. It seems to be something, it's almost like
So that's where like, I don't like. For me, the coaching defensive principles is the last resort is going to ground. Like you only go to ground as the last measure.
Yeah, no, I mean, that would make sense as I was asking, because it seems like it's a last-ditch effort, not much else behind, right? So one shot,
Yeah, as
kind
soon
of a
as
swing for the fences.
as soon as you're on the ground, that's like you've either got to win it or you lost the game.
Yeah.
Like you stay on your feet as long as possible. Like the principles for me, the men's, children, whatever, is you get to the ball, you stand as long as you can, make them make a decision, delay, deny, dictate, then you react. But if it seems like we get too eager to make a tackle and make a statement, and then like the goal led to that, and then they could have scored there again. But I think in the next clip highlights, I think it is due again. So if you play it here, again, cut through too easy, ball goes in behind, but it's standing like so cut through, ball goes there, but then that player there stands. He stays, wins the ball. But then if you look how static everyone is, no support, no support, he then luckily draws a foul to sort of game like great gamesmanship, very smart. But it's that thing of he's done the right thing, he's won the ball, but we're very slow to react to help him. Luckily draws a foul.
So George, thank you for explaining that. While you were explaining that, Blue is back, joined us, so I'm gonna ping him back and join the profile. Blue, we were just talking about the defensive tactics, and George walked us through another one of the segments there. You want to put a bow on that for us? Thai football, right? Going to ground. You were saying that it just seems to be part of the style, and then we lost us there. Anything else you'd like to add to that?
Just that they're not tactically aware enough to know when to do it and when not to do it. He didn't have any backup at the time, so he just takes himself out of the game, and then it's basically 11 men against 10 because one's lying on the floor. Yeah, sorry about that. I had a little internet outage.
No worries at all. Let's keep it moving through these clips. George, please.
Again, I think like the second half, we clearly were off it or something because again we cut through too many times. They keep the ball, not much pressure on the ball, and then it's one good ball into midfield. It's three players out of the game. Ball gets wide through, and then again the same defender, superb body in the way, stops basically an attack again. So I don't know who that is again. Cuts him off. I think
That's
it's
you
Drew,
again.
isn't it? Yeah. So I think that is where he's he can be very good with his understanding of the game. But again, I think the free there, you've got the natural free with a wing back. And that's for me, I'm very biased in that situation.
So we did try a 3 before. Actually, we'll get onto that later because I think we were going to talk about.
You want me to show the graphic right now? We can do it right now if you'd like.
No. We'll finish. We'll
We'll
the
do
game
it at the end. And then Plants. Next one's for you again. Enjoy the next one. I'll leave it for you.
All right, so we've got momentum after just being battered this entire second half. I bet the boys would like a breather, right? So we slow it down. I bet they'll probably make sure they have a good throw in here. No way they'd let us down after working so hard to get possession back. Oh! Wow, that was a shocker.
Yeah, that was a shocker, wasn't it?
Should we watch it back?
Threw it straight to the opposition.
All right. Let's make sure we have the right guy throwing it in. All right, we handpicked him. Perfect. Let's go play more defense.
That was an open player there as well.
Oof.
And then look, like
I think
straight on. And this what worries me. Against better teams, if we're doing them mistakes, giving them possession, they will punish us a lot quicker.
Team shifted across them well then, though.
Yeah. But again, like a better team, if you throw them the ball on the edge on the halfway line, we're going to be in trouble. They didn't like
against good teams. You're going to have to play defense for large periods of time. You don't have to give the ball to them to play larger periods of time, right? Because they just literally threw it in and just gave it straight to the opponent. So that was not ideal at all. And thank you again for that throwing clip, because it just showed how brutal that was at playing D. Go ahead, George.
Look, get me right, but I don't think we made a change yet, have we? Or did we?
We had, I think we had an injury, right?
We've made several defensive changes, I believe, at this point.
We have made changes. Okay.
Blue, Blue, we're almost at the 80th minute. I believe on the Thai football podcast, you said by the early 80th minute, we had used all of our subs. No one left. Team had been dropping like flies. Do you mind making a commentary about the fitness? Is this something that is abnormal? Because this was a 4 p.m. kickoff, so quite warm, but lots of games have been like that in the past. What are your thoughts around the fitness level of the team?
It was super hot, and it is a difficult time of day to play. But the first game of the season, even though you might do an entire pre-season, the first game of the season does hit the players a lot harder than they think it's going to. So it's not so surprising. And this is why I mentioned on that podcast and earlier on today that I think they just had a massive adrenaline dump going into this game. And then when they go and sit down at half time, that all runs out of them and they haven't got anything for the second half. That's just my theory anyway. And I'm sticking to it. Yeah, we brought CK on, we brought Ram on. I believe we may have brought Pang on too, didn't we?
We did. At one point when film went down in the 66th minute, I thought we were gonna have to use our backup goalkeeper. That was absurd. Him getting cramps, right? In the whole first half, he didn't do anything because we were so like attacking offensive. So film is just a movie star. I do love film, by the way. I'm not digging him out. I rank that as one of the strongest positions. George, you did not.
I thought he had I thought there was a collision for him going down. When he went down for an extended period of time, I thought there was a collision.
We'll have to run that back. But George, anything from you on the fitness of the team? I know.
No, I think like it's going to happen. Like you need to use your subs and make a change, but also, is it a change tactically where you're again? I'm a massive advocate for the free. A free gives you more options to keep the retention of the ball. You can keep the ball, you can work the ball better. So it's that thing. If you're struggling fitness wise, you then have more options to keep the ball at the back, play the ball around. But then it just felt like tactically we were missing something in the second half. I don't know if like our energy dropped. We got cut through way too easy. So I don't know if it's fitness or system. That's the thing. It just felt like from the second half, it was you're watching you're watching a whole new team.
Shout out to Lawrence asking about when Black Moon camo, and just saying well done. Nice to have you here, Lawrence.
Go back 10 seconds again, mate. Welcome, Lawrence. Thanks for that. So if you look, fingers here, who is this player that holds him up because he does so well? So here, the pink boot. He just holds,
I'm pretty sure
stays goal side, stands, stays goal side, wins the ball. Who's that?
I'm pretty sure that's Baz, but it is important to remember, like, a lot of these guys are 20, 21, maybe younger. So this is where we're seeing the good and the bad of Baz, because he's doing a lot of good stuff here, but then he does, like, with throwing the ball. That throwing was him throwing it straight to the opposition. That diving in tackles.
Was it?
Yeah, that diving in tackle was also him. But then you have these other moments of, like, not, I don't want to say brilliance, that's overstating it, but you know, you can see him shining at certain
points. Does the basic perfectly. He just gets their goal side and stops them, sort of thing, which is what you want a defender to do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to bring it back. We're in the 78th minute. We've just talked about the fitness levels are dropping. It's a 1-1 score. I certainly was very nervous, hoping it would stay at 1-1. And let's roll tape and see some more what happens here, boys. Take us away, George.
And this is like I've said it before, but if we play a better team, we get really punished here. Like there's no real pressure. It's 1-1, 10 minutes to go. Again, they've got three options. It's little set, ball over the top, not dealt with. And then here, all he's got to do is hold it for an extra second, play it off to his left, that play edge of the box, free shot, and basically they score. He plays it the wrong side. And that's where all he does, that striker holds it, sets it to the player on the edge of the box now, free shot, it's goal. But he goes the wrong way. And if you're playing against a better side, that's where you're punished.
We've lost Blue again. But go ahead. So basically you're saying that even though we were getting punished... Oh, there you're back, Blue. Welcome back. So basically we were getting punished there and against a more clinical team. this is not 1-1. Let's keep
I'm
rolling.
back.
Jake.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Blue. All right, 83rd minute now.
This is and this is the thing. We won the game, but through superb work. But the keeper's given it to us. We haven't really worked for it. Keeper's passed to us. Great footwork. So here we haven't really worked. No high pressure. Should be a simple pass. He's passed it straight to us. So it's their mistake. Fu's done really well. Dribbled into the box and won the foul. Got the penalty and then won the game from that. But like it just shows their player done the same thing. He's dived in. I don't know what the defender's even thinking of going in that hard there, and then drawing a foul. But that's the thing where it's we take the 2-1, but it's sort of it's 3 points. You can't go back, but I think we need to be a little bit more savvy in moments.
Just imagine if that header had gone in the first few minutes.
Yeah,
The one that hit the bar from the corner.
but I think like we have great moments, but it's just football is very hard to play consistently for 90 minutes, and I think we need to make sure that we're doing the basics perfectly, defensively, going forwards, right decisions, and then it will come. Like we said, like they're young players, they're not pro footballers, are they? Like they're still learning. We've got to make sure we're supporting them, but it's that thing of we're here to sort of highlight things they might not have seen and talk about it, to hopefully give them a bit of feedback on how they can improve and what we expect.
Well, with that, thank you guys both for breaking down the film. I thought that was fascinating. What I'd like to go to now is let's jump over and actually see what is the impact of this weekend's win. Sweet, great to get 3 points. We've talked about things that we can get better at. Let's look at what did happen around the grounds. Blue, take it away for us. What happens on Saturday, and then take us through Sunday's matchups.
I'm prepared for this bit, but I believe that. Hold on a second. I can sort this out extremely quickly.
Also have up on screen the current standings for the folks at home that are not familiar with Thai but recognize that logo. Yes, the Susu is on top of the table. I saw Mark doing a little happy dance in the Discord as well, waking up on Monday morning. Looks pretty good. George, doesn't that look pretty good? That little gold on top of the standings?
Can't complain.
Especially as we didn't actually score that many goals.
Yeah,
that is true.
I think like we look good, and it's just making sure we do the basics, and we've got bottom of the league next, which should be a good test for us to see how it compares.
Yep, we do have the team in 7th place. Bangkok, they're in last week. They did play the other team that is top of the table with us, right? Through one, sample sizes are small, but it does feel pretty good. All right, before we move on, any last comments about match week 1 in the books for our competition before we hop into our new segment, Coach's Corner?
I don't know. I think if the coaches players listen, I think we're never criticizing. It's just giving our views, and trying to help. Sort of thing. We want to break down the game. Want to make it more interesting. That's what we're here for. If you have anything you want us to look at specifically, let us know. We can look for that. And we're trying to make Futera better.
Well said, Susu. And at this moment, I'd like to thank our show sponsor, episode 4, the kicksapp.com. I know you guys are familiar about it. Every time we get on the show, it gets a little bit better with the AI enhancements, making it easier to translate success from the pitch to analytics. George, you have a couple words for us on the kicksapp.com and why it's so useful in the football world.
It's again taken from what I do as a coach and what want Futera to do is that stats keeping. You have the 2 options. You have just the stats of cracking your shots on target, assists, goals, defensive actions, and that sort of thing. But also the AI match reports. You can talk into it as a coach. So we want to work on our body shape, want to work on opening up, want to work on playing through the thirds. You can talk that into it, and then it'll give you a report of what's good, what to improve, what to look out for. But then you can also talk about the game, good movement from Beam, great pass from Jew, and it will give you a match report straight after the game. So it saves writing it down, saves all that sort of thing. So there's 3 different features you can use. You can use it for stats, which I do for my teams, but also for coaching report. So halftime comes, you want to report, halftime button, you get a halftime report, but also then end game match reports as well, which is really useful.
All right. Well, I love it. And I would like to thank again the Kicks app for the sponsorship. They are also the sponsor of the new segment for everyone at home, Coach's Corner, sponsored by the Kicks app, featuring our very own George. So, George, go ahead. Take it away for us.
So we're looking at what I've talked about a lot tonight, the 3-5-2, which is something I would like us to experiment with and go into. This is my version of how I feel we should play. I think Aeon up top is an excellent playmaker. Fast on the ball. We saw in the clips, he can keep the ball well. Ninja, he can hold the ball up, strong, powerful. I think as a 1, he gets very isolated. It's very hard for him to do things when he's by himself. With Aeon alongside him, Ninja wins it, flicks it on, secures it. Aeon gets around him. Fu, you saw him superb down the wing. Ake, superb down the wing, really wide players, create the width, make the pitch nice and big. And then you've got 3 decent defenders, to it, Win and Ram. But even with that, you could slot Jew into the back 3 as well. I'm not sure who I'd take out of that 3, but you've got as the option of Jew can sit in there, and then you've got Beam, Bill, and Jew as a 3 that are superb. So I think for me, moving forwards, this would get our most joy as a team, with the most players being in their natural positions where they feel comfortable.
Very interesting. Now, I had heard you guys offline. Blue has a different view. I'm going to pull that one up. Do you guys mind talking through the differences? Blue, take it away, and then George, please chime in.
Small differences. Main difference is that I'm playing with Aeon at attacking midfielder with Jew and Ian Bill behind him, and Fu's up front, and I've got Mbappe on the right wing. But Mbappe is injured at the moment, so that's why George hasn't included him. Yeah, the main difference would be, as I say, I'm trying to play 2 central midfielders that will stay back and rotate with Aeon. I want Fu and Ninja to stay up top a little bit more and maybe push even wider a little bit more and let Aeon through the middle. So it's just slightly different. I mean, I might be talking absolute garbage as well compared to a real coach rather than just somebody that likes to talk.
No, but this is for me. If Tun is fit, I start Tun 100% in that right wing, push Fu in. Like if the squad is fully fit, this is what I would go for, because you've got the same thing again. Fu can play around Ninja absolutely fine. Aeon can be that 10 creative midfielder in there to help. Tun can do defensive duties, tuck into the 4, keep 8 high, and then it works. So I think if Tun's fully fit, this is the one. But I think my one, like Blue said, is this is sort of when we've got injuries. Mine, but this is 100%. This is what I, because even Aeon and Fu can rotate in moments. Tuit and Ju can rotate, and that's the thing of the options of moving and being consistent. But I definitely think the 3-5-2 works wonders for us.
Well, I think even Tun Mbappe can play up front. He can play right wing, so even he can rotate with Ninja if all he's got to do is track back, and if he was willing to. Fu, I was actually in my head here. I'm sort of thinking, well, like you said, Ninja's your main guy, and then Fu can basically either help Eek if Eek's on the left wing, or if it's coming through the centre, he can help Aeon and play around the 2 of them, and basically sort of be a guy that links everybody together up there. Junie and Bill, I think you're going to want probably one of them to go forward, if not 2 of them. But it's difficult to get the rotation right and make sure that they don't all go forward.
Yeah,
you could, like you were saying,
that's where the 3 helps though, because the 3 can then sit and let them 2 roam.
Yeah. I mean, with the talk of Tuit being a defensive mid, I thought with him being in the centre of the three, he could then at least push forward and play that defensive midfielder role, almost a Rodri type role, if you like, if needed. So that's why I put him in the centre.
Because even he can rotate with Jew as well. He too can go in, Jew can drop in.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
centre-back.
exactly. I mean, let's say Eek can play up front, or at least he thinks he can. So there is really a lot of rotation that could happen there. Although you don't want it to become too much sort of Dutch total football. Do you know what
I think
total
that's
football is, France?
No, Dutch football sounds like something where you would want to
You know,
make it like a basketball game, something high, tall. For
surely
tall
you've
people.
watched the old American guy managing a Richmond. What's that TV program? Oh
Wrexham?
my God, what's the Richmond? No.
Oh, Ted Lasso.
Yeah,
Ted Lasso. Surely you watched that, surely.
Of course. That's how all
Yeah,
Americans
they talk about
learn
it in that
soccer.
total football. They talk about total football when he's in the pub, thinking about the balls. He then has the thought about total football, the Dutch team, and they start doing the rotations. Surely you've seen that episode.
I don't really remember it all, but that was
Well,
they were
the
is that
coach
when
Have
they
you
were
heard
binge
of,
drinking that night? Yeah.
Have you heard of legendary coach and player Jordi Cruyff,
No.
who's the Cruyff term comes from?
Did he play for Villa? Nope, he didn't. I don't know him. Literally, I only
Ajax,
care about Futura and Villa.
Barcelona.
That's it.
Anyway, so he's a legendary player, legendary coach, but it's basically him that develops it. And it's one of those where a defender can play a striker can play as defender. It's wherever you need to play on the pitch at the time. That's not, you'd start a defender. If you run with the ball forward, the striker should be able to do just as good a job as defender as you can do as striker.
It's gonna be tough unless everyone's like the same player. Like you probably should play your player's skills, strengths, like every other. That sounds tough. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a legendary team.
Well, that's exciting.
Are we
Thank you for the
able
history.
to push this for a vote? That's what I want to know. Have we got that power?
So
Right, so
have the
we
power.
mentioned this in the manager's office about doing a 3-5-2, and there's two factors. Actually, there's several factors. So firstly, we did once do a 3-5-2. I asked for it. We had to change it at half time because we were dire. We were terrible. We had to. I think I even just said go to 4-4-2 quickly. It was one of those ones. It's now the start of the season. We should have done this in pre-season, really, but we can still do 4-3-3 and augment it so that it becomes essentially a 3-5-2, or gives us what we would want out of a 3-5-2, out of a 4-3-3, and it would be something that we spoke about before, or we were speaking about earlier, is if Eek goes high and our right back, whether it be Ram or Baz, sits back with, at the time it was Win and Jew, then essentially you've created a three at the back and allowed everybody else to go forward and do the business anyway.
Yeah. But I think then, yeah.
So George, your question though is, can it be put to a vote? Mark, I know you're a fan of the program. Thank you for the shout out, by the way, in your selfie videos. We heard you. We appreciated it. We loved it. We might like to put this to a vote, so we'll put that into the manager's office. But all right, right now though, this is the end of the Coach's Corner segment. Thank you again to our Kick sponsor. What I'd like to do, per the agenda, we are almost there, boys. We are at the end of the podcast. We are at everyone's favorite segment when we vote and predict on the next fixture's outcome. I'm going to go first, as I always will. I'm taking Futera United is going to have 3. Bang Copy will have 1. And Pooh is my goal scorer.
You terrible man.
I'm taking 3-1.
You terrible person. If Taker must score. Okay.
Do you want it? I actually will change it.
No.
I'm in between.
Lock it in.
Okay. 3-1. We also can have multiple have the same scores, but George, you are the official scorekeeper. I'm going 3-1. And we lost our boy Blue again. But George, your mic is good. You go next.
Right, you've gone 3-1. I'm gonna go. I want.
top
the
of the
thing is, I
table.
want to go.
You go 3-1.
I want to go. No, I want to go 3-0, right? But I just know that we can concede. I think if we go 3-5-2, we'll win 3-0, right? If we don't go 3-5-2, I think could be. I'm gonna go 3-2.
All right. That was going to be my other guess. So I think it's strong. Who's your goal scorer? You going back to the well with Ninja, or did you
No,
see that
I'm
game and
going.
you're like,
I'm going Aeon.
okay. Blue, pressure's on you.
I'm going 4-1 again, and goal scorer Ninja.
Wow, you guys a little flip flop there.
Ooh.
That's a little flip flop, isn't it?
That's right. I'm stealing.
It worked for George, so that makes sense. Okay, lock it in. Official votes. George has got 3-2 goal scorer. Aeon Blue has got 4-1. Going back to the well and taking George's guy, and we'll take the Ninja up top. I really hope he scores because, geez, he did not look motivated. And for
If
myself,
you leave a forward, a striker up for grabs, I'm going to take him.
okay, well, we can also go for the same lads. Like, you guys realize this. Like, George should pick the same players until one of us catches up in points just to game the system, right? But, yeah, okay. It's maybe too early for the shenanigans. All right, George, before I pass it to Blue for the final thoughts on episode 4 of the Susu podcast, thank you for the game highlights today. It's been wonderful catching up with you guys. George, any final comments before we pass it to Blue to take us away and close this thing out?
Yeah, final thoughts for me is interact with us. We want to give the best podcast we can that you want. So if there's things you want us to talk about, if there's things coaches wise you want to speak about, player wise, you've got Blue who's an unbelievable historian, all that sort of things. Use his knowledge. My expertise is coaching and the football side of it. So there's things you want to ask or things you want. Just let us know. We want to make it the best for you. If you like the video stuff, let us know what you want to look out for. If you didn't like it, let us know the stats. Hopefully we're going to get the team to games to start using the kick stats so we can actually use stats in the app and give you feedback. So yeah, interact with us and we'll make the best podcast we can.
Susu. Blue, what about you? Put a bow in this thing and then send us off.
Yep, just 3 points on the board, top of the league. Can't end the first week of the season in a better way, can we? And
No.
other than that, it's just my internet taking a big fat doo-doo on me. But we're back like a phoenix.
All right, and with that, thank you guys all for joining episode 5 coming after the next dub, right? We all picked wins. I guess that's what's going to happen. Thank you again, Seuss,